Good old Disney. So for a company that loves to virtue signal, for a company that loves to talk about how amazing they are, how very diverse their entire casts are for their TV shows, their movies, their animated films, all this stuff, they are the company that will screw over the little guy. Guaranteed. They're one of those companies. Now, what am I talking about? Well, apparently we have Joey Bragg. We have an article from Bounding Into Comics talking about Joey Bragg and his accusation that Disney is exploiting a loophole, apparently, to avoid compensating full WGA rates to Disney Channel stars. So Disney, during this whole strike, has shown their true colors, okay? And that's the funny thing about all of this, because you have all of these writers, you have all of these actors coming out and striking against the major Hollywood studios, one of which is obviously Disney. And Disney is one of those companies that has fully taken advantage of these strikes to implement certain policies that they want to take advantage of when the strikes end. Now, what am I talking about? Well, Disney was one of the first companies to put out an ad after the strike came out with wanting to do AI specialists. They wanted to hire AI technology specialists to further their advancements into AI during these whole strikes, when the AI argument has been a central focal point of these strikes to begin with. So it's very clear that Disney doesn't care about what these people are striking for. They're sitting on top of their money, and they're waiting, and they're holding off for the eventual end of the strike. And in the meantime, they're doing everything they can to bolster their own cause. So let's get into this article, guys, from Bounding Into Comics. But of course, if you're new, just consider hitting that subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. So it says, as the Writers Guild of America strike crosses the 100-day mark, Liv and Maddie star Joey Bragg has revealed that the House of Mouse is abusing a contractual loophole to avoid compensating their Disney Channel stars the full WGA rates. The Call Me Mother star exposed the House of Mouse's financial exploitation of their Disney Channel stars during an appearance on the Cash Cuties podcast, where Bragg revealed that neither him nor his Liv and Maddie co-stars were compensated residuals for the show currently streaming on Disney+. That's one of the things we're striking about, Bragg said, after pointing out that Liv and Maddie is currently available on Disney's streaming platform. Because my show was like Netflix's #1 watch show when it was on Netflix, and then it got bought, those streaming rights got bought by Disney for like millions upon millions upon millions of dollars, and the creators, nobody saw any of that money. Cash Cuties co-host Fumi Ab pointed out, you also tell me that Disney, sneaky old Disney, you can explain this better than me, but you're saying that they have this rule where they don't have to pay you 100% of the WGA rates for 3 seasons. Further inquiring, so that's why every 3 seasons they reboot it under different names or something. Well, that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting if that's the case. So they can't pay them WGA rates for 3 seasons? That's very interesting. This starts to go down the whole rabbit hole thing, right? You start to realize just how corrupt Disney is, and companies like Disney. Because don't get it twisted, it's not only Disney, okay? A lot of these Hollywood studios absolutely love screwing people over. Hollywood will screw you over and spit you out very quickly if you let them. But now with this strike coming out, all the people who used to praise Hollywood, all these people who used to say, oh, Hollywood's the greatest place ever, now you're starting to realize that they're stabbing each other in the back now that the truth is coming out. It's very curious to me. So it says, yeah, like Hannah Montana Forever and Sweet Life on Deck, the actor noted before elaborating, they have a deal with, I don't know if it's the unions or IMF, whatever the fuck the WGA is arguing with right now, but they had a deal where the first 3 seasons of a show, you get paid 88% of the scale. He went on, so it's like 88% of minimum wage pretty much for the crew. And then the idea is you work on a show, it becomes popular, you go 4, 5, 6 seasons and you get 100% or whatever that is. But then they, by the 3rd season, even if the show's popular, they rebooted as a brand new show, he further explained. So we were Liv and Maddie for the first 3 seasons, and the last season we were Liv and Maddie, Cali style, when we moved to California. Abe interjects, and it's technically a new show, so they can go back to paying you like shit, to which Bragg responds, yeah, exactly, but it's in our contracts that we can't renegotiate unless everybody decides to renegotiate. So that's huge, man. And you know what? I do see that all the time. I do see the rebranding midway through what you would assume is a show's continuous season. So after a 3rd season, they rebrand it with a different name, and technically it's a different show, and then they can argue they could pay them the 88% again. That is crazy stuff, man. And the fact of the matter is, they put up with this, right? So the actors, the writers, they all put up with this because they're unionized. And unions are never really your friend at the end of the day. I don't believe that unions are your friend. I know a lot of people love unions because they love the idea of what the unions sell. But at the end of the day, you're paying them. You're like, they're taking your money for them to do almost nothing with it, right? So they never really truly give you exactly what you want, but they still take your money anyway. And that's what unions do. So it says it's a bunch of like very smart lawyers out there in the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. That South Park episode of Mickey Mouse being a mob boss, like don't fucking talk to me like that. That's exactly what it feels like up there, alluding to the Ring episode from South Park's 13th season. So listen, ultimately, Disney's going to do what they're going to do. They're going to take their money and they're going to run with it. They're not going to pay these actors. They're not going to pay these writers. And this is why they are striking. Now, unfortunately, I do think that these actors and writers have a very unrealistic expectation of what they should be getting paid based on how much a certain TV show is out there for XYZ amount of time. I do think that they are heavily, heavily unrealistic, but I do also think that they're getting screwed because these companies and these studios love doing so. It's very apparent. And you can see, based on their actions during this strike, just the mindset that these companies have. The fact that Disney is actually trying to hire AI specialists during the time of the strike where they're striking against AI just goes to show that they don't really give a shit about these writers, man. They don't give a shit about these actors. It's just going to be business as usual for Disney until the strike is over and everybody's going to go back to pretend to be liking each other, kumbaya, and all this other nonsense. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.